everyone, Steve, and I'm back. Sorry, I tried to do this thing where, if you remember the promo for Chris Jericho versus Edge at WrestleMania 26, one of my favorite promos for a match of all time. I know it wasn't a big match, but it was one of my favorite promos. Anyway, I tried to do the whole thing where at the beginning he says, I'm back, and then I was going to slide in, and I had the picture of my Eagles poster right there in the background. But last week, I just didn't make videos. I can't really give you an explanation of why I didn't make them. I just didn't make them. But I'm back, and I did not make a Monday Night Raw video, but I am going to do one with my dad today. So, talking about wrestling, we'll be back tonight. Matter of fact, in a couple of hours, because my dad gets off work, he'll come home and we'll do it then, right? Alright, so, why am I back? What am I here to talk about? I'm actually not here to talk about wrestling today. No, I thought since I'm doing the thing with my dad, which I will do my own Survivor Series preview, so stay tuned for that this week. But today, I thought I'd talk about something else that's near and dear, close to my heart. And that is the Philadelphia Eagles. Hold on. There we go. That's the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, today I thought I'd talk about football. No, I'm not too knowledgeable on football. I'm really not. I really started watching it last year. It all started, though. Football in 9th grade. My dad had signed me up for football, freshman football at a high school, and I did not know, and he didn't tell me until maybe a month before, and I didn't want to do it. I'm like, I don't want to play football. What? And he was like, come on, do it, you'll love it, yada yada. I played football, your grandfather played football, his cousins and brothers played football. It's in your blood. And I'm like, well, good for them, but I don't want to play football, right? So, because I played football, he made me start watching football. People would always ask me which favorite team, and I just always knew my dad liked the Philadelphia Eagles, so I would always say, oh, I like the Philadelphia Eagles, right? So in 9th grade, I had to watch it, right? You know, the team, we went 2-2. We only had 4 games. Supposed to have 5, but one of them got canceled. So we ended up going 2-2. This freshman season was over. All the freshmen, except for me and a couple others, stayed for the rest of the season. And, yeah. So, I wanted to talk to you today about the NFC least. Oh, before I get into that, though, to continue on, that was my only year playing football, because after that, I didn't want to play. I could say I did play it. I had played flag football before, but now I had actually played the real sport. So, you know, later on that year, I had wrestled, and then in the year after that, I went to a different school in Middletown, and I played shot put, and that was the last time I did sports. Because after that, I went to, I didn't want to do football. Then I moved here to Apopka, and I didn't want to play football here either. So, but that's all good and done now. High school, graduated already. But it wasn't until last year when I met my best friend, Roberto, right? And we met at school actually in 11th grade. And, you know, we kind of got to know each other a little bit better in 12th grade. And one of the things that we had at school one day was, we can wear your favorite jersey of your favorite team, right? So at this point, I wasn't still watching football, but I wasn't totally into it, but I would, you know, if the Eagles were playing, I'd watch it. If not, I wouldn't watch anything else, right? So, yeah. So, I wore my Eagles jersey, and then Roberto had actually worn his Cowboy jersey a couple times at school, but it didn't really bother me. But when I had brought my Eagles jersey to school, and he was like, wait, you like the Eagles? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, dude, the Cowboys and Eagles are rivals. And I'm like, they are? And like, yeah, they can't stand each other. Neither can the fans. This is like a rivalry like you would not believe. And I'm like, wow. So that year, obviously the Eagles and Cowboys faced 2 times a year. They had beaten us that year 17-3 at home. And I was like, damn, we lost. And it was at this time me and him were still getting to know each other, and our friendship had come based off the fact that he was a Cowboys fan and I was an Eagles fan, right? Then the same year, the Eagles last game, Eagles and Cowboys, Eagles beat the Cowboys. It was an excellent game. I was actually at his house watching it. Yo, his family, man, it was like, get out, you make me sick. So now because of that rivalry, it actually got me into football, and I watch more football games, especially Cowboys and maybe Packers and Steelers games, because my brother Elisha likes the Packers. My other brother Eli likes the Steelers. They're traitors, by the way, because they didn't want to be an Eagles fan, so they're traitors. But especially I watch the Cowboy game just to watch them, so whenever they lose, I can make fun of them. So, but now I can get back to the real reason why I'm making this video, and that is to talk about the NFC least, because the East is not a good. There's not a good division this year. Normally, you know, the Redskins are normally the ones sucking, and they're actually doing pretty good this year. The Giants, they're on and off. You know, I mean, I know they won a Super Bowl back in 2012, I believe, but you know, since then they haven't really done anything. So then, of course, you've got the Cowboys and the Eagles, which is normally, I believe, is the real rivalry between this division, the Eagles and the Cowboys. And you know, the Giants and the Redskins, they come in the mix every couple of years or so, but it's really between the Giants and the Eagles. The Cowboys and the Eagles, right? So this year, it's the Cowboys are in last place at 2-7. Tony Romo got injured in week 2 against the Eagles, and the team has gone 0-7 without him. They had opportunities to win, but they just collapsed and could not get the job done. Also, they let DeMarco Murray go, and Dez Bryant had broke his foot in week 1. So really, you know, it's like they ain't really had no key players, and they always like, oh, we'll be fine without DeMarco Murray. We don't need DeMarco Murray, which is why they let him go. And obviously that was a dumb decision, because let's say Tony Romo did get hurt and Dez Bryant was out, right? If you still had DeMarco Murray, you would have had no problem. You'd be like, man, Tony, Dez, we'll see you when you get back, man. You guys take all the time. Don't take all the time. We'll take all the time you need. Come back when you good. We gonna run this division while you wait, okay? We got this, bro. We got this. Especially if you had DeMarco Murray. But they were stupid and they let him go. Because of that, they really don't have a run game. I mean, they run the ball and they run it good, but it's not DeMarco Murray. So, anyway, so the Eagles are in 3rd place, and we are sitting at 4-5. There were some games there that we should have won, and we just did not. I'm talking about beating the Redskins and beating the Miami Dolphins. We should have won both of those games, but we just could not, because I don't want to blame. Chip Kelly blames it's the execution and not the plays, which you can make a case that it is, but you know, still, if we had the players that we had when he first came here, if we had LaShawn McCoy, if we had Jeremy Maclin, if we had Deshaun Jackson, if we had, I'll even go as far as say Nick Foles. I mean, I know he wasn't the best quarterback, but I believe he's, I mean, right now, we're 4-5, the Rams are 4-5, so, I mean, I guess it's an even trade, I don't know. Mark Sanchez, you know, he went 4-4 last year. Won 4 games, lost 4 games, you know? So, I don't know, right? Then, obviously, we get tied with the Redskins. They're also at 4-5. And then the Giants are sitting at the top of the division at 5-5. They're going into a bye week after losing a close game to the Patriots, which is always a rivalry between those two teams. But I know Tom Brady's like, phew, now I'm going to see him again for another 4 years. Unless they go all the way to the Super Bowl, right? Which I might make a video of my prediction of who I think will go win the Super Bowl and who will actually win it. But that's another video for another day, right? So, the Giants are going into a bye. The Eagles got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which even the Dallas Cowboys lost. Now, after losing to the Dolphins, I don't know if we can win. I sure hope we can, because we got them. Then that Thursday Night Football, Thanksgiving, we got the Lions. They just came off a win against the Packers, right? I believe we should be able to beat them. That'll give us to like 6-5, right? Then obviously we'll face the Patriots. I believe after that we'll lose to them unless we can find some way to upset them, but I highly doubt that. They've had their way with the East except for against the Giants, because they always have their handful with them. And, you know, it's just, can the Eagles still win the division? Can we won't make the playoffs, and even if we do, we will end up losing. We'll probably get that last slip. But I mean, even the Seahawks right now, they're 4-5. Is it over for them? Is it over for them? No, I don't think it is over for them. Is it over for us? You can make a case that it is or isn't. Is it over for the Cowboys is the real question. You have to keep an eye on those Cowboys, because now with Tony Romo back, they do have a possibility to win the East at 8-8, because that's how I see the winner coming out of this at 8-8. Because we got the Patriots and we got the Cardinals. Those two are the toughest games that we have left. So that's 2 losses right there. So if we can win the rest of them, I think there's like 7 games or 6 games left. We could end up being 4-2 in the next 6 weeks. If that is the case, then I think we can win the division. Because I already know we can beat the Giants, and I already know we can beat the Redskins. The defense was tired, and they got a touchdown in the last second. But, you know what? I believe that we can slip by, and we can win the division. We have a 55% chance, according to polls, that we can win this division. I don't know if we'll get in the playoff, but if we're lucky to, then I don't know how far we can go. But if we don't make the playoffs, we all know who's leaving. Chip Kelly. He can go back to college because all the decisions that he made were stupid decisions. Sam Bradford is only on a 1-year contract. So let's say we make the division, right? We win. And by some miracle, it's all just speculation. Very unlikely speculation. But let's just say some way we end up winning the Super Bowl, right? Well, not only would I like to rub it in the Cowboys' faces, but that means Sam Bradford would stick around, and so would Chip Kelly. Now, I'm like, we really need to get rid of Chip Kelly, and we really don't need Sam Bradford. But if we win, and that makes us the best team in the NFL, then how can we possibly get rid of them? You get what you're saying, right? Well, I don't know. I'm hearing things like Colin Kaepernick can come to Philly because I've heard people say that he's a good fit for us because he can run with the read option and everything like that. And if that's the case, then fine. You know, do what you got to do. If Colin Kaepernick can help us, I say by all means, come on down. We'll see you in Midnight Green next year, right? But it's a very close race. Anybody can really win the division, even the Redskins. I know. The Redskins can win the division. We're talking about the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Eagles. The Redskins aren't even in that conversation, but it's really up for grabs. At the end of the day, as long as the Cowboys stay in last place, I'm happy with that. Because quite frankly, looking at their schedule, if there's 6 games left, they can go 4-2. They really can. Because they'll lose to the Packers and they'll lose to the Panthers. That'll keep them at 7. That'll keep them at 9 losses, so they'll be 7-9. I mean, if you're going 8-8, if the winner's gonna be 8-8, that's not gonna be enough. But you know, then again, but this being the NFC least, who knows? Maybe that could still be enough to win the division. So that has pretty much been the video for today. I know it was kind of lopsided and all over the place, but I wanted to give this video out to all the Eagles nations because since I've been here, next month in December 1st will be 3 years that I moved to Florida. But it'll be Christmas number 4, right? That's kind of weird. But 3 years since I moved into this house, and since I've noticed there are a lot of Cowboy fans that live in Florida. Why? I do not know. But, and there are a good amount of Eagles fans, and there are slightly good amount of Giants fans. I don't see many Redskins fans. I don't think there's any Redskins fans. I don't think I've even seen any. But I think we have the potential to win the East. I mean, Sam Bradford hasn't thrown an interception, but he's hurt right now. We got Mark Sanchez. I think with Mark Sanchez, we can beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We can beat the Lions. Tom Brady, please. I mean, do you see the way what happened to us when we faced the Packers? We lost 52-20, I believe. I mean, a year ago that we lost to the Broncos 50-20 something. So, I mean, Tom Brady and then the Cardinals, they just beat the Seahawks. So, I mean, the Seahawks, I remember I used to be scared to face my team to face them because that's how good they were. Now, I don't fear them at all, and that's a bad thing. The teams in the NFL do not fear the Seattle Seahawks. They have lost that fear. We used to run the division. Back in 2001 to 2004, we ran the NFC East. We could have been 4-time Super Bowl champions, but we always slipped up in the end. And it gets to me, and I'm like, really? We could have had it. We could have been to the Super Bowl. We were 13-2 a couple times, 14-2, maybe 11-5 a couple times, 12-4. But we were one of the best teams in the NFL, and we just couldn't close the books. One thing my friend Roberto always likes to say is you had 20 years to catch up and win 4 or 5 Super Bowl titles. You couldn't get it done. Well, guess what, pal? You haven't won anything since then either. And I know we haven't won anything, but to be quite honest, we have more to gain than you. The Dallas Cowboys have been irrelevant for the past 20 years. And you may say I sound like Stephen A. Smith, but the Cowboy fans out there like Skip Bayless and Roberto and his family and all the other Cowboy fans who are delusional and think that the Cowboys can come back from this and win the division and might even go all the way to the Super Bowl, because look out, if we get that last remaining spot in the NFC in the playoffs, the rest of the NFL better look out, because as Tom Brady or whoever will be in the Super Bowl, we're going to see you there and we're going to beat you. No. You Cowboy fans, it's over. Just start thinking about next season. It's over, okay? It's pretty much, we still have a shot to win the division, but as going to the Super Bowl, not with this team. Not with this team. So, that has been the video for today. I think I'm going to post this on YouTube so everybody can see this. I'll post it on YouTube, Facebook as well. So that way Roberto can see it, because he needs to know, and all the Cowboy fans, so that way they know that the Cowboys suck. Throw up that X. Man, put that X away. Like I said, doing the Raw review and possibly even the pay-per-view review with my dad today, but I will do my own, get my own speculation. So that's about it. And remember, if you're not down with that, I've just got 2 words for you. Peace out.